Imagine stumbling across a gadget from thousands of years ago and realizing it does things your iPhone can't. That's the vibe today. We're diving into forgotten technologies, so ahead of their time, they make 2025 look like the Stone Age. The final one will mess with your brain so hard you won't see the world the same way again. Number 10. The Antikythera Mechanism, the OG space calculator. Picture this, a corroded lump of bronze pulled from a shipwreck in Greece. At first glance, it looks like junk, but inside, a mechanical computer built over 2,000 years ago. Gears so precise they could predict solar eclipses, track the positions of planets, even calculate the timing of Olympic Games. This wasn't just ancient science project energy. It was engineering no one thought possible until the 19th century. Historians call it the first analog computer, which basically means the ancient Greeks were walking around with the steampunk version of NASA in a box. The wildest part, we still don't fully know how they built it. Their math and machining were so advanced, it's like finding a Tesla parked in a Roman garage. So next time you complain about your phone lagging, remember? Some dude in a toga was already predicting eclipses, while you can't even predict your Wi-Fi. And if that felt like time-traveling math, magic number 9 will slice reality in half. Literally. Number 9, Damascus Steel. The blade tech we can't recreate. You've seen swords in movies that slice through steel like butter. Turns out that was real. Damascus steel, forged in the Middle East over 1,000 years ago, was legendary for blades that could cut through other weapons, never dull, and shimmer with wavy water-like patterns. The secret: nanostructures. Yep, the Smiths accidentally engineered microscopic carbon nanotubes inside the metal, a discovery modern scientists only understood with electron microscopes. Meanwhile, some medieval guy was like, yeah, I just fold it this way and chan a bit. No big deal. Here's the kicker: we've lost the recipe. Whatever exact mix of ore plants and forging rituals they used vanished by the 18th century. Today's metallurgy can mimic the look, but not the performance. Meaning, Game of Thrones wasn't that far off. Imagine carrying a weapon in the 12th century that feels like Stark Industries whipped it up. Damascus steel wasn't just a sword. It was basically ancient nanotech flexing in battle. And if you thought unbreakable swords were unfair, number 8 is like the ancient world's version of Wi-Fi. Invisible power connecting everything. Number 8, ancient Roman concrete. Stronger than skyscrapers. Modern concrete cracks, crumbles, and needs constant repair. But Roman concrete, that stuff is still chilling 2,000 years later, holding up harbors, aqueducts, and massive domes like the Pantheon. The secret recipe included volcanic ash mixed with lime and seawater. When exposed to cracks, the material would literally heal itself by growing new minerals. Self-healing concrete. Something we only started trying to copy in labs recently. Meanwhile, Romans were out here casually building mega projects that outlast empires. Even today, engineers admit they can't replicate the exact long-lasting chemistry of Roman marine concrete. Think about that, we've got AI 3D printing and space rockets, yet our highways still pothole every winter, while some Roman pier built before Jesus is sturdier than your driveway. And if that feels humbling, number 7 proves ancient people weren't just building strong stuff. They were building smart stuff. Number 7, the Baghdad Battery, the OG power bank. Discovered in Iraq in the 1930s, this clay jar looks like a normal ancient container. But inside, a copper cylinder, an iron rod, and traces of acidic liquid. Put together, it could produce a small electric charge. Scientists call it the Baghdad Battery, potentially the earliest known galvanic cell, which means Mesopotamians might have had access to electricity over 2,000 years ago. What for? That's the debate. Some think it was for electroplating jewelry with gold or silver. Others think it was ritualistic, or maybe just an accidental discovery. But the fact remains, these people might have been charging up, long before we even discovered the concept. Imagine some ancient artisan looking at his glowing experiment like, cool, let's make my necklace shiny. That's basically wireless flexing before Tesla made it trendy. And if you thought tiny ancient batteries were wild, number 6 cranks the volume up, literally, with sound tech that feels straight out of sci-fi. Number 6, Acoustic Temples. Architecture that talks back. Step inside certain ancient temples in South America or India, clap your hands, and the building answers you back. The Temple of Kukulkan in Chichen Itza makes your clap echo like a bird's chirp, mimicking the call of the sacred Quetzal. In India's Vithala temple, stone pillars can sing different musical notes when struck. These weren't mistakes. The acoustics were engineered on purpose. No microphones, no speakers, just stone geometry and insane knowledge of how sound waves travel. This is psychoacoustics baked into architecture. Modern concert halls still struggle with perfect sound distribution, but ancient builders already had the cheat codes. It's like going to church and accidentally discovering you're inside a Bose speaker. And if that already feels trippy, number 5 takes us underwater, where the tech gets even stranger. Number 5, the Yonaguni Monument, an underwater mystery build. Off the coast of Japan lies a massive stone structure buried beneath the waves. Giant steps, flat terraces, sharp angles. It looks eerily like a sunken city. Some divers swear it's a pyramid complex. Others argue it's just natural rock formations. But here's the weird part: if it was man-made, it would date back over 10,000 years, which means an advanced civilization was shaping stone before most historians think cities even existed. The symmetry is hard to brush off. Staircases that seem too precise, flat platforms that feel carved, not eroded. Scientists are split. Some say it's Atlantis-style ruins, others chalk it up to coincidental geology. Either way, it feels wrong to see an underwater skyscraper that shouldn't exist, especially when scuba divers are casually swimming through what might be humanity's oldest lost city. And if your brain's already flooded with questions, number 4 will flip your perspective on reality itself. Number 4, the refracting crystal of the Vikings. GPS before satellites. How do you navigate the ocean when the sun's behind clouds and compasses haven't been invented? Vikings had a hack. They used sunstones, crystals like Iceland spar, to locate the sun's position even in overcast skies. These stones bend and polarize light in such a way that when rotated, they reveal the hidden direction of the sun. That let sailors chart courses across stormy seas with shocking accuracy. Think about it, a glowing rock in your hand, acting like an ancient augmented reality compass. Some scientists tested replicas and found they actually work, up to 97% accuracy even in fog. So while we stress about Google Maps crashing, Vikings were crossing the North Atlantic with literal magic rocks. If that doesn't make you feel primitive, nothing will. And if you thought ancient GPS was freaky, number 3 shows, they weren't just finding directions, they were bending the sky itself. Number 3, ancient Chinese seismograph, the dragon that felt earthquakes. In the year 132 CE, Chinese inventor Zhang Heng built a massive bronze vessel decorated with dragons and toads. Sounds like art, but it was actually the world's first earthquake detector. When the ground shook, even from hundreds of miles away, a ball would drop out of a dragon's mouth into a waiting toad pointing toward the quake's direction. No electronics, no satellites, just pure mechanical genius. The craziest part? It was accurate. Records show it detected quakes that humans in the city couldn't even feel. Imagine living in 132 CE, sipping tea, then hearing a clink from the dragon jar. Oh cool, an earthquake just happened 500 miles away. And if you think that's jaw-dropping, number 2 brings a technology so advanced it still feels like pure sci-fi. Number 2, Greek fire, the unstoppable weapon. Imagine a weapon so terrifying that enemies thought it was sorcery. That was Greek fire, a liquid incendiary used by the Byzantine Empire. When launched at ships, it clung to surfaces and burned even on water. Sailors described it as liquid flame that couldn't be extinguished by sand or water. Some accounts say the only way to stop it was vinegar old urine or just letting it burn out. Basically the first chemical warfare. And here's the kicker. We still don't know the formula. Modern chemists can guess, maybe petroleum sulfur quicklime, but no one has recreated it exactly. Think about that. An empire had medieval napalm while the rest of the world was still trying to sharpen sticks. No wonder Byzantine ships dominated for centuries. And if you thought fire on water was nightmare fuel, number 1 is so advanced it might as well have been dropped here by time travelers. Number 1, the Dendera Light, ancient Egypt's electric bulb. On the walls of the Hathor Temple in Dendera, Egypt, there are carvings that look suspiciously like giant light bulbs. A long glass-like bulb shape with a filament-like snake inside, attached to what resembles a power source. Mainstream Egyptologists say it's just symbolic art, but alternative theorists point out it looks exactly like a Crookes tube, a primitive electric lamp discovered in the 19th century. So were the Egyptians experimenting with electricity 3,000 years ago. Did they find a way to generate light without fire? Some researchers suggest they might have used simple batteries with copper and vinegar to power small lamps. Others dismiss it as pure coincidence. Either way, it feeds the unsettling idea that ancient civilizations dabbled with tech we only rediscovered millennia later. Picture walking into a dark temple lit not by torches, but by buzzing glass bulbs. If that's true, history needs a reboot. If your brain survived this countdown without rage quitting, drop your weirdest ancient tech theory in the comments. And hey, maybe subscribe so you don't miss the next time history decides to punk us.